In 1975, Mountain T.O.P first began with the Youth Summer Ministry program. To this day, it is still the largest program that we run. During the summer, youth groups from around the nation come to participate in minor home repair projects or in our day camp. Two of Mountain T.O.P's foundational objectives are to encourage the Christian growth of its participants and develop leadership skills within those participants. During Youth Summer Ministry, we begin that process on Sunday morning. Those churches that come to camp are placed in community with 5 to 8 other churches from all around the nation. So maybe for the first time, your youth are meeting people from Michigan or Minnesota or New York, and they're learning things about themselves because they're being broken down from those social norms of their youth group. From that big Christian community on Sunday, everyone is broken down into what we call major groups of about 30 people. And from major groups, we break down into YRGs, or youth renewal groups. In those teams, whether you participate in minor home repair or day camp, the youth are really empowered to be the leaders. On the work sites, we even call the drivers and not leaders, so that youth will step up and take the initiative to problem solve, maybe on how to build that wheelchair ramp, or to step up and pray for the family or with the family, or to go inside the home and have a conversation with them. In the same way, the youth in day camp are encouraged to get to know the children, to form real bonds with them, and to love them, which is so crucial for any child to understand. One of the common misconceptions about day camp is that it's like a VBS, something that you could run at home for the children in your community, or it's just playing games with kids, or it's babysitting, but it's so much more for the kids in these communities. They have after-school programs during the year, but during the summer, they really have nothing else. So they need that place where they can experience new things and meet new people who will love them unconditionally. In the same way, 90% of them are on free or reduced lunches. So coming to Mountain T.O.P could be as crucial as having a decent meal for that day.
When I decided to do day camp, it was because I wanted my kids at my church to realize that missions is not just about building stuff, and which is a pervasive thought with some youth groups, and that when they think of missions, they think you have to build something. And I wanted to teach my kids that it's about lives and changing society one step at a time. From generation to generation to generation, it could stop with these kids because of one simple act of taking them to a college and letting them know that it's a place of fun, and that it's a place of hope and change can happen and it's possible for their lives. And I can't think of a better way to pass the gospel along than pulling kids out of economic depression and oppression.
We conclude the evenings with worship, just turning our attention as a community to Christ and really praising Him and honoring Him and just focusing on what He has to say to us this week on this mountain, the ways in which we can be transformed. On Friday night, we really focus on how to take that home. We have what we call our fish hook service, which is one of our other foundational scriptures, to be fishers of people. It is the call of the first disciples to drop their nets and follow Christ. And in the same way, we challenge you and we challenge the youth to take this experience home and live it out in community, to go home and find the ways in which you can serve those who need Christ around you. It's so important for youth to put a face to poverty, to step in these situations and see people living in ways that are maybe inhumane or ways that they don't live at home. Mother Teresa said to go to the people and to touch them, to offer them that godly touch. And youth for the first time are really experiencing that, maybe in rural communities for the first time, maybe poverty in America for the first time. When you bring them to camp and have them put all these things they're learning into action, those words of Jesus come to life for them, and they never forget an experience like that.